Today, we're going to talk about how long a class period should be. Hello everyone, Mike Tenney with the Tenney School here. TenneyTube is a series of videos we have put together to address common issues we hear from parents about their child's education. In today's episode, we are going to address the question, how long should a class period be? To look into this question of class length, we must first outline some of the typical types of schedules you encounter in middle and high schools, and what types of class lengths are generated by those types of schedules. While there are some additional schedule variations, most schools run their schedules on either a traditional schedule, where students go to every class every day, or a block schedule, where students will alternate days and go to half classes one day and the other half the next day. Assuming the same length of school day, traditional schedules would result in shorter class periods, typically less than an hour each. Block schedules would result in longer class periods, typically an hour and a half to 2 hours. Let's talk about some of the strengths and weaknesses of each schedule type and class length. In a more traditional schedule, students are going to class every day. Schools can vary, but this is typically 6 to 8 classes a day for students. They have shorter class periods and more class transitions. It's typically believed that this type of schedule has more consistency for the student. Students have the same classes and the same teachers each day and likely have homework in each subject at night. If a student struggles with a concept, the consistency of the traditional schedule allows the student to get questions answered every day if needed. The amount of time transitioning classes is considered a drawback of this type of schedule. Not only is twice as much time lost to class transitions, teachers and administrators now have twice as much time to manage students between classes. The second type of schedule is the block schedule, and it produces longer class periods. Given fewer class transitions, this type of schedule results in more classroom time for the student overall. The longer periods will allow for more involved classroom activities, which can be especially helpful for students engaged in more complicated subject material. Another advantage to this type of schedule is the similarity it bears to college schedules. In fact, some schools using this type of schedule call themselves university model schools. On the whole, this type of schedule would seem more advantageous to older students and students in more complicated subjects. It may be a disadvantage to have a block schedule with longer class periods for younger students who need more consistency and may struggle to maintain attention in the longer class periods. In fact, let's briefly discuss what academic research says about student attention in the classroom. Studies which have measured attention in the classroom report that teachers will have about 23 minutes of attentiveness before student attention will have lapses. These lapses will become longer and more frequent as the activity extends beyond 23 minutes. Teachers wanting to counteract the impact of attention lapses will need to break class time into segments with activity changes or short breaks. This would be important for both traditional or block schedule teachers, but would need to be more planned for in the block schedule model. Whether teachers are in school with shorter, more traditional class lengths, they need to consider student attention as they plan their class periods. And shorter class instruction or activity segments will do better to take advantage of student potential to learn. We hope that you have found this episode of TenneyTube helpful in covering how long a class period should be. Please leave a comment below if you have a more specific thought or question about the length of class periods.